Oh, John Jorgensen was telling me on the phone about sandwich songs. Is that something we can share, or is that something, okay.
Okay, so you're sitting around at a recording session, and sometimes there's technical stuff going on, or sometimes you're just noodling and being irritating. But, so we used to have a game, and we try to combine songs together, find commonalities in them, and so some of them are kind of obscure, but here's one called "There's No Business Like Star Wars." Okay.
That's great. When you first started playing country, you said that J.D. Manis, who was a great steel player, who played the Desert Rose Band, sessions of Birds, Sweethearts of the Rodeo, goes way back. J.D. gave you some advice about playing country music.
Yes, he did. This was at a demo session, and it was Glenn Sutton was the songwriter, and he was out in L.A. at the time, and writing for the great Cliffy Stone, who's just a big figure in West Coast country music, producer, and an A&R guy at Capitol for many years.
Television star.
And a television star. He had a thing called the Hometown Jamboree, that's right. And he gets credited with discovering Molly Bee and Tennessee Ernie Ford. And anyway, he was in the little town that I grew up in. I went to school. His middle son, Curtis, who was the bass player in Highway 101, is the bass player in Highway 101, was in my class. And Cliffy was like a second daddy to me. And we'd go out and jam with him, and he'd play upright bass with us. And he was wonderful. But I forget what was. Oh yeah. So I was working for Cliffy at his publishing company, and it was one of the first times I was ever in the studio. And JD was playing steel, and I guess I wasn't doing it right. So JD came over and explained to me. He said, "Look, it's real simple. The right hand plays with the acoustic guitar, and the left hand plays with the bass." And then that kind of put it into perspective for me. Think about the acoustic guitar is going doon danga doon danga, and the bass is going boom dome. So it's. So if you can make this feel good with the acoustic guitar and this be with the bass, that's a good start. It's not always a hard and fast rule of what you might do, but it was good advice at the time.
That's good. Well, the licks that you played on records, have you ever had that sort of thrill of walking into some place and hearing your lick come back at you?
Yeah. We watched The Sport With Every Crossed Her Mind. I was in a club. I walked into a nightclub somewhere, and I can't remember where that was. And the first thing I heard was a piano player went. And I thought, man, I'm part of the culture now.
That's great.
So that was a good feeling.
That is so good. How do you were talking a little bit earlier about how people were using 2-inch tape, and how and on a soundstage for movies, you were going to you had to cut live with Merle Haggard. Do you think the changes in the recording aspect of the music business now, with everybody having home studios and stuff, do you think that's changed significantly the role of the session musician?
Yeah, well, it's definitely changed where he is and what he's doing. I mean, it used to be that all music was guys playing live in a room all together.
Right.
That's how it started out, and so yeah, it's now. I talk to my friends in Los Angeles, and nowadays everybody plays one at a time. It's really rare to do a record, with a band live. They all go by and just stop out at somebody's house and put their parts on, and that goes on in Nashville too. But there's I don't know if that's really necessarily all bad thing, because it also it appeals to the small D Democrat in me that pro audio is available to everyone pretty much now. Right. There's not a wall that says you have to have $300,000,
to be able to play,
to be able to make your stuff sound good. You can do it at home on a computer. So I try to think that there's a 12-year-old kid in Peoria tonight that's painting a masterpiece in his bedroom, you know. And it just makes it maybe more accessible to everyone, you know.
I love that. And there's something you said to me too about the stewardship of being a session band, which I thought was really important. Would you talk a little bit about that, about how you know, how these artists come in and it may be a day-to-day thing for the session musician, but for that artist.
Yeah, the guys that are here heard me because we do this. In fact, we're going to do it again. Berklee School of Music brings a class down every year. They come down on buses, I guess, and there's usually about 120 of them. And it's really cool. They're all these bright, motivated. And you have to be like a really good player to get into Berklee anyway, you know. So you know these kids are talented. But a lot of them have never seen like what we do is we do panels and we talk about this sort of thing. Right. And I guess I kind of solidified this notion in my own mind in doing those panels, because you know when you undertake to explain what you're doing, you kind of explain it to yourself too. And one of the things that I think that is common to all guys that have been doing this for a long time is they understand that while it might be a Tuesday, you know, for you, and you did something different on Monday and you're doing something different on Wednesday, for the artist and the producer sometimes, it's a big deal, you know. And it's a culmination for the artist. It's a culmination of a new artist. It's a culmination of their hopes and dreams, you know, to be getting to make a record that people are going to potentially hear, everything. So the guys that have been around doing it for a long time and seem to be the ones that I always see, and I am happy to see, are the ones that have a sense of stewardship about that. You know, they understand that there's a responsibility, you know, that's attendant to it, even beyond the money, on a spiritual basis. You know, it's this. You know,
I love hearing that because I agree with what you're saying. Would you do us the honor of playing something for us?
Sure.
Like a piece or a song you've written, whatever you'd like to do.
You know, I am for hire. It's not like, you know. I want to play a song that I sing with our players band, and this song has been such a gift. It kind of came out in about 10 minutes one day, sitting at the piano, and I didn't quite have it all finished. And I went out to see Matresa Berg, who's just a great songwriter. I went over to her house and she helped me finish it. And but it's all the songs that I've written. This is the one that everybody seems to really like. It's called "When They Lay Me Down."
Cry happy tears, so until then
Thank you.